Drawing limits. So we start by going up to Q New to create a new drawing. Then we select the AutoCAD template. Then the first operation we do is our units, or drawing units. So we go down to drawing utilities and units. And we're going to pick our drawing limits, our units first. So we're going to go with decimal, and we're going to make it in a machine shop. We'll go with 3 decimal places, and we'll make it a precision of 1 decimal place. I'll say OK. Next, we have to use the limits command. Now, the limits command is, you would think that you can go up here to drawing utilities and come in here and there would be a limits command, but not the case, right? AutoCAD only allows you to type this command in. So I have to come down here and type in limits and hit enter. Now, what limits are is a virtual paper that you can, an area you can draw on. It's a virtual area in AutoCAD. AutoCAD can draw the universe, but you're just telling AutoCAD that, hey, I want to limit my drawing to be within this area. So typically we use 0, 0 in the lower left-hand corner. We're using the Cartesian coordinate system for that. Since it's in the left parentheses and the right parentheses, I'm going to hit enter to accept that, or I could type in 0, 0. And then I'm going to set my upper right hand corner. It thinks the biggest thing we're going to draw in our life is 12 inches by 9 inches. I don't think so. Maybe I'm going to make something that would fit on 11 by 17 piece of paper. So then I put in 17, 11, and I hit enter. You don't see anything happen. It's just a virtual area in which that is in. So typically I tell students, I want you to make the limits a little bigger than you're going to need. So I use 0, 0. I'll type it in this time, and I just use 200 by 200 for mechanical parts. That means it's 200 inches by 200 inches. Generally you're not going to make anything bigger than that, and you can just draw on it. What this helps AutoCAD do is it helps it in things like the zoom and plot command, and it also helps on the calculations. Behind the scenes, it's just a big database doing math, and it helps prevent calculation errors, rounding errors. Now, if I were to start to draw a house, what I would do is I would go up and say I want a new file. I go with AutoCAD template. I say open. I would go and start with my units, my drawing units first. That's always, the first command we do. And I'm going to this time pick architectural, 1/8 of an inch. No, you ain't going to get a carpenter to measure to a 1/16 of an inch. And the decimal will be 1 degree. And I'll say OK. Now I'm going to set my limits. This is the second thing I do. So I go to limits, I hit enter. I'll say it's 0, 0. Okay, that's fine with me. But now it's 1 foot by 9 inches. I don't think your house is smaller than 1 foot by 9 inches. So if I was drawing a 48 by 24 foot house, I'd give a little bit more. I'd add 10 feet on each side. So I'm going to say 68, and I'm going to put the foot mark. That's important. Then I put comma, and then I put 44 feet. Make sure you put the foot mark. And that's the apostrophe. Then I hit enter. Nothing happened. You don't see anything happen. It just tells AutoCAD you're going to draw within that certain size. We do have, in our limits command, we have a limit checking feature. So when I type in limits, I get on and off down here. When on is on, it will check limits and not allow you to draw outside your limits. When off is on, you're allowed to draw anywhere. So if you're concerned about drawing in your limits, you can just turn it on. It'll give you a warning when you're about to draw outside your limits, and you can make your limits larger if necessary.